Here's why people get stuck when they're house hunting in Paris. They shop bedrooms, kitchens, and backyard photos, and they never choose the Pocket first. And in Paris, the Pocket matters because a 10 to 15-minute difference can change your entire routine, your commute rhythm, your errands loop, and even how calm or stressed you feel during the week. So today, I'm breaking Paris into 3 buyer-friendly pockets: North, Central, and South. And I'm going to explain how each one feels, who it tends to fit best, and what to test drive before you commit. And stay until the end because I'm going to give you my simple Pocket Scorecard and the exact test drive loop I use with buyers so you can stop guessing. I'm Rebecca Tekeian, a realtor here and licensed professional counselor in Southern California. So I care a lot about how a home fits your real life, not just how it looks on Zillow. Quick note, when I say North, Central, and South, those are not official boundaries. These are buyer pockets, how people experience Paris based on where they drive most days, where they shop and run errands, whether they want more of a town center feel or more space feel, and how they spend weekends. Also, quick disclaimer, I'm not giving financial advice and I'm not quoting exact stats because numbers change fast. This is about the decision framework and the questions that protect you. If you've ever toured a house and thought, why do I feel unsure even though it checks my boxes? That's usually a Pocket mismatch. Before we go further, if you want this in a simple guide you can use while you're touring, and if you want to work with me, I have a free Paris Pockets guide. To get it, text Paris Pockets to the number on screen and we'll get started. And if you want to work with me, make sure to set up that Zoom strategy session and we'll get started because I love what I do and I want to be of help to you. When you text me Paris Pockets, I'll send you the comparison chart, my errands loop checklist, and my commute stress test questions so you can stop guessing. Include your commute city and days per week, and I'll tell you which pocket usually fits your routine best. All right, so again, text Paris Pockets to the number on screen to get started with that. Okay, here's my Pocket Scorecard. This is how we choose the right pocket fast. 1. Direction, the most important. Where do you drive most often? West toward LA and Orange County? Inland towards Riverside or San Bernardino? South toward Temecula? Your direction changes what convenient even means. 2. Routine. Picture a real Tuesday. Be honest, not the ideal version, your real version. Do you need quick access to groceries, school drop-off, a gym, certain appointments? Do you like errands to be fast, or do you not mind driving? 3. Weekend personality. Are you outdoors on weekends? Do you want parks, trails, or lake days? Or are your weekends more shopping, restaurants, or being at home? Number 4. Friction tolerance. This is the counseling part. People underestimate this. Some people can handle longer distance drives if the drive feels smooth. Other people hate distance but can handle busier streets. Know which one you are. And 5. Future-proofing. Ask if something changes, like job schedule, a kid starts sports, a parent needs help. Does this pocket still work? If you do those 5 things, pocket choice becomes so much clearer. Now I'll give you the 30-second pocket snapshot and then we'll go deep. Here's a quick snapshot. North Paris tends to feel more connected and routine-friendly. Buyers who prioritize weekday efficiency often start here. Central Paris, it tends to feel more Paris identity. More hub energy, more variety, more street-by-street differences. South Paris tends to feel more open and spacious. Buyers who want breathing room and a calmer rhythm often lean here. Okay, let's go pocket by pocket and I'll tell you how to test drive each one. Pocket 1 is North Paris. How it tends to feel: North Paris often feels more weekday practical. This is where buyers who value routine, predictability, and access tend to feel more comfortable. Who this pocket tends to fit best for? Buyers commuting more frequently. People who want errands to feel efficient. People who don't want to feel far from their main routines and main routes. The North Paris test drive? Do this after showing. It's a 3-stop test. Drive to the on-ramp you would actually use. Drive to the grocery store you would actually use. And then drive back through the neighborhood without GPS. Then ask yourself, do I feel calm or do I feel rushed? Because a pocket can look great on paper and feel wrong in your nervous system. What buyers like here? It can feel easier to run errands. It can feel like weekday life flows better. And for busy households, that matters more than an extra room. What to watch for is important. With any more connected pocket, street choice matters. This is where I tell buyers, don't decide from the living room. Step outside, pause, listen, look at parking patterns, look at traffic flow on that street. Some questions I want you asking in North Perris. What time would I realistically leave for work, and how does that feel? Where will I shop weekly, and is that route easy? Do I feel comfortable driving here after dark? Comfort matters. If you're the kind of person who gets irritated by small delays, North Perris often helps because reducing friction reduces stress. Pocket 2 is Central Perris and downtown. How it tends to feel? This pocket feels more like the heart, more local identity. For buyers who want to feel like they live in Perris, not just near Perris, Central can feel more connected to that. Who this pocket tends to fit best? Buyers who like a more Central hub vibe. People who don't mind variety street to street. Buyers who want a more lived-in feel versus a purely suburban feel. The big thing about Central, it's more varied. Central is a pocket where one street can feel totally different than the next. That's not good or bad, it just means your process matters more. The 3 fast rule, this is how you avoid regret. Drive it in the morning, near sunset, and on the weekend. Because Central can feel different at different times and you want the full picture. What buyers like here? A stronger sense of town, more variety of home styles and pockets within pockets. A location that can feel more plugged in into the day-to-day rhythm. What to watch for? This is where I recommend walking the block a bit. Notice the lighting and street feel. Check parking. And make sure the location feels like a match for your comfort level. Some practical questions to ask yourself in Central. Do I like variety or do I need predictability? Because if you need predictability, Central can still work. Just be more selective about the exact street. And if you want my pocket chart so you can compare these without overthinking, remember, text Perris pockets to the number on screen and I'll send it over. Pocket 3 is South Perris. How it tends to feel? South Perris often feels more open and spacious. More breathing room. This is the pocket buyers lean toward when they want their home to feel like a lifestyle choice. Who this pocket tends to fit best for? Buyers who prioritize space. Hybrid workers. People who don't mind driving a bit more for errands. Outdoorsy weekend people. What buyers like here? It can feel calmer depending on the neighborhood. Some areas may feel newer depending on the exact community. And if you love weekends like this, parks, lake time, this pocket can feel like a match. The biggest watch out, this is where people misjudge. South Perris is where buyers underestimate drive time to what they do weekly. So here's the South Perris drive test. Drive to your grocery store, drive to the freeway entrance you'd use, drive to one must-have place like family, gym, school, your work route, then ask, could I do this twice a week without complaining? Because here's the truth. If your life is mostly on the road, a bigger house stops feeling like a win. And one question that's going to help with emotional clarity. Do I want space because it genuinely supports my life? Or do I want space because I'm trying to fix stress that's actually coming from my schedule? That question is powerful, and it helps people buy the right home for the right reasons. If you want the pocket checklist and the test drive loop, text Perris pockets to the number again, and we will make sure that you don't fall into these emotional stresses and getting into the paralysis of choosing the right pocket. Let's make this super practical. I'm going to give you 3 buyer types and you tell me which one sounds like you. Scenario A, the predictable mornings buyer. You commute most weekdays, you hate rushing, and you want errands to be efficient. You're probably starting in North Perris and being selective with which street you choose. Scenario B, the town identity buyer. You want to feel like you live in the heart of things. You like variety, and you don't mind doing more due diligence street to street. You're probably exploring Central Perris more seriously. Then scenario C, the space plus weekends buyer. You want breathing room, you're hybrid or flexible, and you love the idea of outdoor weekends. You're probably leaning towards South Perris as long as your errands loop doesn't annoy you. If you don't know what you are yet, that's okay, because the next section is the exact loop I use with buyers. So here's the test drive loop. This is what I want you to do before you write an offer. Start at the house, drive to the on-ramp you'd actually use, drive to the grocery store you'd actually use, drive to one quality of life stop like coffee, gym, park, whatever is real. Drive back through the neighborhood without GPS. Then ask, does this feel sustainable? Does this feel calm? Would I do this in a bad mood and still be okay? This is the part buyers skip, and then they wonder why they feel unsure after escrow starts. All right, let's close with the biggest mistakes I see. Mistake number 1, choosing the house before choosing the pocket. A beautiful kitchen can't fix a routine you hate. Mistake number 2, assuming Perris is one vibe. It's pockets. A pocket matters. Mistake number 3, not asking the stack questions early. Even in a pocket you love, the monthly life matters. HOA, solar type, insurance, commute costs. Now, let's dive into rapid fire. Frequently asked questions I get. Can I figure this out on Google Maps? Maps help, but they don't show you how you feel. You still need the test drive loop. Should I only tour on weekends? No. Tour at least one weekday time if you can, because weekday rhythm is different. How do I check if a street feels right? Drive it multiple times. Walk a bit. Notice lighting and parking, and trust your comfort level. And if you want the pocket chart so you can compare these clearly, you already know, text Perris pockets to the number on screen. So, quick recap, North Perris tends to fit buyers who want weekday efficiency. Central Perris tends to fit buyers who want more town identity and don't mind street-to-street variety. South Perris tends to fit buyers who want space and a calmer rhythm. If the errands loops works, of course. If you want my free guide with a pocket chart, commute stress test, and test drive loop, text me to the number, and when you text, send your commute city and days per week so I can give you specific things to you and tell you what pocket usually will fit best for your specific routine. If you're actively buying and want a personalized plan, book a consult here and we'll get started. It is free and helps you figure out what to do in your plan no matter where you are in that stage. I'm Rebecca, thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.